Today I want to talk a little bit about contracts. Don't click off. I know it's a little boring. I want to go over this quick. It's not going to be a long video. Hello Chicago, I'm Jim from Anchor Point Roofing. Welcome back to another edition on our YouTube channel where we talk about all things roofing and roof related in the city of Chicago. Today I want to talk a little bit about contracts. What I'm going to talk about today is almost all of the laws that are required in Illinois when it comes to a contract. So you as a consumer, and if you're a roofing contractor, watch this, you know what should go into a contract. So I'm not going to bore you. Let's run through this quick so you can have a little knowledge about contracts in the city of Chicago. The first thing that I want to talk about, do we need a contract? Absolutely. It helps protect the consumer and the contractor both. The law in Illinois says if the construction project is over $1,000, you definitely have to have a contract. Let's go through some of these. State of Illinois has a brochure for contract requirements. Let's go over the details here so we can see it all. First one, right, like I said, must have a written contract for any job in excess of $1,000. I know not everyone follows this rule. We do. When a job gets approved in our CRM, we use a contract like DocuSign, but ours is called PandaDoc. If the job is in excess of $1,000, it automatically generates a contract for us and for the consumer. If it's under that $1,000 threshold, we don't require it. We'll just get the deposit and we'll move on. Must have, these are the things that the city of Chicago, or the state of Illinois rather, wants on this. Contractor's business name and address must be on there. If you have a P.O. box, I don't like using P.O. boxes, but that could be on there. Contract should specify timing, payments, and the term schedule. You want to make sure that's on there. When is the project going to start? When is it going to end? The payment terms, do you get 50% down and 50% at the end, which a lot of guys do? Is it broken up over 3 like we do? And then the term and the schedule of when they're going to start and stop. The contractor must provide, and I see this hardly never, the home repair, know your consumer rights. So if you go online and you type that in, there's a pamphlet that the state of Illinois has put out that they want signed by that homeowner. It's basically telling the homeowner some of the rules about the contract and how to deal with a contractor the proper way when it comes to the legal stuff. And you need to have that, and you need to have that signed by the homeowner. A lot of people put in arbitration and jury waiver notifications. If this is the case, then you need to give the consumer an opportunity to opt out of that. Again, I don't want to get too nerdy, but I'm just going to brush over the basics here. There are insurance requirements required by the state of Illinois. And then again, the final one is you must have a 3-day right to cancel in there. And we'll go through that a little bit. So let's run through this without boring you too much. The state of Illinois requires a contract between the homeowner for any job in excess of $1,000. It's the law. Just make sure that contractor, if it's over $1,000, you have to have a written contract. Again, we use PandaDoc. So if you're getting a contract from us, it will come PandaDoc. It will have all the things you need in there. Electronic signature makes it pretty efficient and easy to get back to us. We need the contractor's name and address, work schedule, time frame, and payments. So here's a portion of our contract. We've got all the pertinent information up here: contract name, where it's going to be performed, contract phone number, email. Here's the dollar amount that they want to see, and here is the time frame that they want to see. So what will be in here if this is a $20,000 job, and then we'll say no later than, the work will commence no later than, let's say, 15 days from now, and it will be completed within, let's say, 30 days from now. So that is required to be on there, so the homeowner and the contractor are aware the terms of when it should stop and start. Then down here we start the scope. Contractor must provide the home repair, know your consumer rights. Go online and look it up. I have never seen a contractor that does it, but here at Anchor Point, we just follow the rules. We find out what the law is, and then we abide by it. It's not that difficult to put in there. The homeowner must acknowledge and be signed and sign it by the homeowner and the contractor. Here's a quick thing of it. Lisa Madigan had put it out, but here it is. This isn't the full PDF. Down here it talks about contract requirements. I think it's like a 2 or 3 page PDF. We put that right into the PandaDoc contract. It explains to the homeowner what to look out. It's sort of a warning pamphlet, if you will, for dealing with a potential sketchy contractor or someone that's not following the law. Arbitration and jury clause. So the contractor must allow the consumer to accept or reject both the arbitration and the jury trial waiver. So a lot of contracts, especially in the construction industry, say, okay, if there's an issue, we're going to waive the right to go to a jury and we're going to just work that out via arbitration. At Anchor Point, we've never gone to court. We've never filed a lien. We've never had to say, oh, look at the contract. We like to do everything above, we like to have that communication and that talk beforehand, and most of the time we can work everything out. So never had it happen, but it's in there. And if you have the waiver stuff in there, you have to give the homeowner an opportunity to opt out of that. If our homeowner says, hey, if we have a problem, I don't want to opt out of it, fine, we still do the work. You're more than, you can definitely opt out of that and still work with us. And here it is. So this is some of our wording, but right here is the customer signature. You either accept or reject it. And then here's another one with the waiver of the jury trial, accept or reject it. You must give that to the consumer. Getting into the weeds a little bit here, but again, this is the law, and it's something every contractor, whether it's a roofer, plumber, whatever you're working with, you need to know, and you just need to follow the law. Then this is the 3-day right of rescission. So this was brought up when, let's go through it first. A consumer has the right to cancel a home repair remodeling contract within 3 business days if the contract is signed at a place other than the contractor's place of business. So why this rule was implemented was you've got what we call a one-call close contractor, and it doesn't happen as much anymore. There are some. That contractor shows up and he's going to get a signature whether he has to stay there for 30 minutes or 3 hours. And so the homeowner, a lot of times in some situations, feel pressured. Here's the guy in his tweed suit sitting at your table for 3 hours and he's not going to leave until you sign that. Well, this gives the homeowner an out a few days later. The homeowner's like, oh my God, I love this tweed suit, but I don't want to work with this guy. He just pressured us into something we weren't comfortable. So this gives you an out with a 3-day right of rescission, and it must be on there. You need a chance to opt out and not be pressured into something that you didn't really want to sign. And here it is. It needs to be a certain bold type so the homeowner can see it. It needs to have all this in here, notice of cancellation. And we've never gotten one of these back, but if you get this back, that means, hey, the contract is off. So to summarize, this is the best practice for homeowners and consumers. I know we are a bit nerdy here at Anchor Point. We use that term a lot, but if it's the law, we just want to follow the law. We're not trying to make it hard or complicated or a bunch of hoops for everyone to jump into. We want to make it a seamless, efficient process too, but we want to follow the law. And I think most consumers out there that are watching that also just want to follow the law. I appreciate you watching today. Hopefully it didn't take up too much of your time or wasn't too boring. Tune in next time. If you have any comments or questions, leave a comment below. We answer and look at all of them. Thank you for watching, Chicago.